Hey guys, this is Hawkeye and I am back with Fishing Planet, the Beginner Series. And we are back here at Lone Star Lake. I did go back and get myself, pick up a little something in the main storage. I had managed to get one of those shark hats. They gave me a free one. That's pretty darn cool, I think. I'm going to have her wear that, but I don't think I can show it to you until I actually catch a fish. But that's what we're going to be doing anyway, guys. The mission we're going to be taking on is the Lone Star Exploration 2 mission. And with that one, we have to catch a spotted bass, a grass pickerel, smallmouth buffalo, and channel catfish. And we should have everything we need to do that right now, finally. So, let's go ahead, and we are going to start here at Swampy Exploration. It's not the best time of day for it. We are at a low period here, peak-wise. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, go fishing, get ourselves out here where we need to be, and we'll advance time a little bit here. Let's put it. I want to give us enough, get ourselves enough time, and let me make sure that there's nothing here that's changed. Okay, every now and then, when it's late at night, sometimes the weather will change. I think that has to do with the server, but it didn't do that. It did it to me in my main series the other night, and I was like, wait a minute. I had it all planned. Anyway, we're going to try to catch these guys, and I tell you, I think I'm going to shoot for a grass pickerel first. There's a few things I can use, but I think the primary thing that should get them is this casting spoon. And it is a sunny day, so silver is probably the best way to go. Now, if it was cloudy, I would go with the golden one. Let's see if we can't get these guys. They usually hang out. Oh, shoot, I got a snag. They usually hang out right about here. I'm surprised I didn't. Well, I thought I had something there. Yeah, right in those lilies, in the little indentations there, if you can keep from getting snagged. Awesome spot to catch them. Alright, let's try that again. Actually, I might scooch back a little bit, give myself a little more casting distance here. There we go. Hopefully I won't get another snag. Yeah. That time I picked up something here, and actually you can complete a mission by catching stuff out of the ponds. We're not going to do that. Well, we did get a Lone Star Cleaner 1. Got ourselves a bait going out of that. Let's try over here this time. Yeah, usually I get these guys pretty darn quick. I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to let it go down a little bit further this time. Alright, we got something. Oh, okay. Apparently we had tension up just a little bit too high. That was close. We almost did some damage to our gear there. It's got to be a spotted bass. Be fighting us this hard. There we go. New personal record, 1.691 pound spotted bass. And he was definitely testing our gear's capabilities there, that's for sure. 130 cash, not too bad for this starting level. You know, that's new. I used to never get snags over there. But I think I have what I was after. Honest to God, I think we have what we're after here. Yep, we do. There's your grass pickerel, guys. Yeah, let me go ahead and mark that spot because that is where I've always caught them. Now, I guess they threw in a little snag there. That has never been there that I remember, and I've been getting snagged there every time I try now. So the devs did a little something to make it a little tougher to get them. Of course, you know they had to. Let me take a look at him anyway. I want to see my hat, too. Yeah, there's my hat. What is going on with my rod? Okay, we got a little bit of a glitch there. My rod is like... Well, maybe not. Maybe that's just the way she holds it. Anyway, there's a little guy. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to necessarily keep that or take a picture of that. I want to save it for the Smallmouth Buffalo, to be honest. Now, we have to change tactics altogether here. We've got to change our gear here. Bottom rod now. If I could use a rod holder, I could do both of them at the same time, but I don't think that's even available to me at this point. Let me see. Tools and equipment, rod stands. Yep, nothing available there. But let me go ahead and mark that because I do want to... Alright, I caught him at 96.43, 44.26. Now, the spotted bass you can get just about anywhere around here. That was just a kind of a random thing that we caught him. What is that? Is that a frog? I think it was a frog. That's cute. But where we need to cast is way out here where that marker is. And I usually bring it in a little bit sometimes. That seems to help. I don't know what... Not to take a look and see what that other thing is. That actually may be too far, but we'll try that. But anyway, they do go for the dough balls. And I think we're going to need a bigger hook, though. Yeah, 8 is a little bit too small. We're going to need probably a 2. We could get a catfish, too. So, trying to figure out if I remember. Usually it was between 90 and 110 that I used to have the best luck. Okay, that's a little bit close. But we'll leave it there for now. Okay, I'm going to put that down a little bit because these guys have some oomph to them. I don't want this thing to get wreck my gear here. Alright, we're getting a bite. Yep. Something is messing with it. I think this time I'm going to put a clip on this. I don't remember how to make a clip. Hold on. Oh, can't do it. Yep, see. Yeah, I put a clip at 96 because it seems like I've been getting quite a few nibbles here. I got one. There we go. Now, this may not be what we're after. White crappie. Now with that clip, I can throw it right out there where I need to. So hit C to get the clip set. That way you can cast it out the distance you want every time. Now when I used to go for these, I used to use a matchstick rod. So this is a little different. Sometimes reeling it in a little bits at a time there helps. There we go, like I said. Doesn't seem big enough still. Could be another white crappie. Nope, bluegill. Lots of things go for this. Peas is the ideal bait for these guys. Or semolina balls. And I'm not sure if I've even got semolina balls available to me yet. Let me take a look here. So under baits, nope, we just have dough balls and that's it. So if we don't get one of these soon, I might just switch over and try to get a channel catfish with some cheese. I know I can get the channel cats. Come on. There we go. Alright, not quite big enough, I don't think. What do we got? Golden shiner. So unfortunately, a lot of things go for those baits. And if you look under our little smallmouth buffalo culprit here, they don't even have dough balls listed, but they will go for it. But we have semolina balls, corn, mayflies, and bloodworms. So I think what I might do is go ahead and try to get the catfish first. That just means switching the bait to cheese. And they should be out around the same area. Actually, you might unclip it. Hit C again if you want to unclip it. I'm going to put this out deeper. We'll see if we can get any of those channel cats. But I think they're young channel cats. I think that's as big as they get here. But I might go back to the main map and see if I can't get bloodworms. They might be available to me now. I'm not sure. They just aren't in this shop. Come on. There we go. Now that is what we're after, guys. No question about it. And there he is. That's our first young channel catfish. You can catch a lot of these. Whole bunch of them. But the smallmouth buffalo, they're the ones that bring in the cash. Those and the spotted bass. So those are the ones you really want to grind. And the red ears, I think they're pretty high up there too. But I'm not 100% certain. But we're not going for those right at the moment. So let's go ahead and keep him. Let me go back to the main map here. Yeah, travel to Lone Star costs nothing. And since I bought the Advanced Unlimited, I don't have to worry about licensing at all, which is nice. Well, let's go in the shop and see what we have as far as baits available to us here. Alright, we've got flies are now available. Looks like we have the cheese, we have pet food. Now pet food can be used for the red-eared sunfish. As the grasshoppers, they also are good for. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have bloodworms available to us for a little while. Yep, not until we reach level 2. These are not available either. So this is going to be tough. At this point, it's going to be very tough to get them. Yeah, you have to be... You have to be level 34? Wow, really? Huh. Well, we're going to have to make it work here. I do know that they will go for dough balls. They will go for mayflies also. But right now, mayflies cost bait coins, and I will do my darndest not to spend that. You have to get them free. You have to get a level 16. Jeez. All right. They make it tough. Let me see what I have in my home inventory. All we have is we have the telescopic rod that we got from the very beginning. We can go to the shop and see what they have as far as rods. I wish they had some matchstick rods. They do have a bigger telescopic rod. We need a little more cash for that one. Match rods. The OmniFloat is the first one. We need 1900 cash to get that one. So my suggestion for me on this, I'm going to get that matchstick rod, and I don't have the money to get it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back and try to catch some spotted bass, and once I get enough of them, I can come back and purchase that. The thing is, we need to kind of stay here for a while. There's going to be some grinding that needs to take place, and of course I'm going to cut that out. Cut it out. And So it's going to seem like I'm just advancing time here, but you got to spend your dues. You got to pay your dues here. You got to spend some time grinding. That's the name of the game. So let's go ahead and check my inventory here. Let's see, what lures did I bring? The 2 casting spoons. I don't have anything for float yet. Can't carry both. Let's just go ahead and do some spin casting for him. Let's see. Actually, there is another good spot here. Right over here is a really good spot for spotted bass. Obviously, over there is a good spot. We've already seen that, but right over here is really nice. If you cast right along that bank, now I don't know if you've seen on the map, but there's a deep spot right along here. And they like to hang out there. Other things like to hang out there too, like red ears. So we're going to cast there. We're going to cast in these lilies as well. But we need advance time again. Nice sunny day. Yeah, I wish I had a nano spoon. They're much better for this. But you can tell how much deeper the water is there. There you go. Yeah, we're going to have to keep it. Wow. This is a strong fella. Yeah, I forgot what it was like to fight these guys with light gear. This is great. It's like taking on a marlin at this point. Come on. Don't you get slack on me here. Ooh, that was a little risky what I just did there. Let's see what here. Yep, nice spotted bass, 122 cash. See, it shouldn't take too long, honestly. I need what, 1900? What I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, I'm going to keep doing this. When I get enough cash, we're going to go back and we're going to get that rod. The Omni Float. And we're going to see if we can't get smallmouth buffalo float fishing. Yeah, when I used to catch them back in the day, before we had the feeder rods, float fishing was the only way to get them. This is not as big as whatever I caught last time. Let's see here. Oh, nice. Trophy white crappie. Hefty fella. And we leveled up. Nice. So we got the 1,500 cash. We got the bait coin. We also opened up a few more rods. Can't beat that. Now, how much cash do I have now? Let me see here. 3,116. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to keep at this because I want to get enough cash to maybe upgrade my reel too. So, anyway, guys, I'll bring you back once I get to that point. Alright, guys, we got something big. I cast over here into the lilies. And I'm thinking I might have me Trophy Bluegill. Isn't he pretty? Look how fat he is. That's a chub. Yeah, you can get Trophy Bluegill right over here, just to let you know. Let me see how big that guy is. Yeah, he's a chubber. When they say panfish, that's what they mean. They fill up the pan. I can't get lower. I wish I could get my camera lower there. That's as good as I'm going to get. Let's see. Yeah, there he spins around a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to get a picture of him. He's pretty. He's pretty. He's a pretty fish. Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, right through here. You got to remember, that's a number 2. So if you get something over here, it's going to be significant. But there's like a little alleyway right between the lilies there, and you just got to put it at 2 and just not get a snag. I've got something else here. What'd I get? Hornwort. Yay! Discard. Alright. We don't have room in our inventory for a whole bunch of weeds just yet. There is a mission where you can catch weeds, and it counts towards bait coins. Believe it or not, you even get a little trophy. It's one for branches also. There we go. Oh, we got us another grass pickerel. How about them apples? Good spot for them too. Fortunately, the grass pickerel do not get that much cash. So, we're back at it. Back down the channel. In the deep water. Let it go all the way down. It takes a minute because it's kind of deep there. Alright guys, I've got over 3,000 cash. I'm going to go back to the main map. And we're going to see if we can get that rod. Also, I wanted to check to see when the rod stands become available. Level 6. That's perfect. That can increase our odds right there too. Let me make sure I have enough cash to do that. Alright, let's go to the shop, to rods, match rods, the OmniFloat, and unfortunately I can only carry so many, so let me see how let's see, that goes up to 6.5. Alright. Let's see if we can improve the reel any. .5. The windcast is 4.9. Can't get the club series. It's not looking like I can improve on that much. Xperia Slim would be ideal because that would put me right below there, but I need 2,500 cash to get that. That hurts. Alright, well, shoot. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace our value spin for now. Yeah, I think I've got the wind cast, but yeah, 4.9 is as good as I'm going to get. This is going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a heck of a fight. Go ahead and make repairs. Usually a good idea, especially since I put that through the ringer. Let's see here. I'll keep the reel that I've got there in the backpack. And we're going to bring the OmniFloat in. Wind cast in. So we can only go up to 4.9. And we've got 2 pound test and 4 pound test. So 4 pound will work. We only got 8. That's not going to count. That's not going to work. You need a little more than that. Oh, put the whole thing on there. That's cool. Alright. Yeah, the mini spin, that's good for starters, but just isn't going to cut it at this level. I thought I had a... Well, yeah, there it is. Okay. Can I put that big of a float on there? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. That works for me. Still need the 2 hook. We need dough balls. And that should get us there. The only thing I want to go ahead and grab is a rod stand. That'll enable us to work this lake now. Now we need to go back over here. Back to our little spot. But this time, we can put a rod pot out there. And we can fish in 2 places. Now, I need to get this to 96 feet, so... Okay, so we... shoot. Doesn't look like we can stick it here. Well, let's do this. Let's just give it a try with the other one for now. We might go over there to the other side and try our luck from there also. Alright, let's see how far can I cast out. Yep, that's exactly where I wanted to be. Now, what I need to do is make sure that the lead is as long as it can go. 98 inches. And then I'm going to bring it in about to, I think it was 91 that I had the most luck. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've gone out to these guys. I'm going to advance it to time here. This is probably further than I need to throw it. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to bring it into about just under, right about there. Okay. It's touching bottom. Let me go ahead and bring it in again. I'm going to take it up a little bit more. Maybe it was 80. It's been, like I said, it's been a while. I have to look at my old videos to see what the depth was that I actually set it to. I can't believe I didn't do that, but you know, maybe it was 81. That's probably close. It's close. It's still. Put the leader up again. A little bit more. Let's put it. Let's try 70. Well, it's more shallow than it used to be. I'm sure it was much deeper than that. Or maybe I was down further. There we go. So I put it at 60 inches. Let's see how that does. Alright, we're getting a bite. Golden shiner. Alright guys, I think some things may have changed since I last played, honestly. Yeah, I had caught them right there with no problem in the past, but usually I had corn or semolina balls, bloodworms, and especially peas. But I think I might try over here. There is another spot over here in this deep location, but probably the best way to reach it, I'm going to go ahead and pull the map up. I'll show you where it is. It's right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put a marker there. No, I don't want to do that. So we can see it. Yeah, the markers are not only just good for marking where the fish are caught, but also for catching or finding holes where the fish are found. Alright, we might be able to use our rod pot here too. I think what I'm going to try here, I'm going to try the dough balls on the bottom rod, if I can put it here, and I can. Yes, good. And we're going to put dough balls instead of cheese. We'll throw that out there. Double our pleasure, double our fun. And then we'll get out our other rod. On this, I'm going to put red worms. And this is going to have to go up a little bit. We're going to probably try 80 or 70, 80 or 81. Let's try 81. That's what I remember the 81 from. I thought it was 81 for over there, but actually I think it's closer to 68. Now we might... Ooh, there we go. We got bite on both of them here. Not bad. White crappie. Okay, this is a little bit bigger. And it's a trophy white crappie. These buggers are right there. Since we're at a lower level, we're going to get a variety of species here, unfortunately. I don't like the way I cast that, honestly. Yeah, I want to cast it a little bit closer to the mark. There we go. How deep is it here? I meant to look last time. Yeah, it's 10 feet. That's actually pretty good for that little... So used to doing this the other way with the advanced gear that doing it this way is kind of odd. Okay, I'm going to reel it in right over top of that mark. Yeah, I've caught them off of both of those. So we have a ton of worms, so might as well give that a shot. Well, something just keeps pecking at it. Been doing it for a minute here. He isn't real serious. There he is. That's probably a bluegill. No, a blacktail shiner. Oh, wait a minute. We've got something on this one. Another blacktail. This is going to take a while. Yeah, you're going to have to be patient because you're not going to get them right away unless you have those more advanced baits. I'm going to try red worms with this for a minute too. Almost everything goes for the worms. Unfortunately, I do not want to get shiners at this point. Yeah, I'm thinking about downsizing my bobbers. Just maybe it might be scaring it a little bit. I don't know. It's perfectly fine for catfish, but they don't care. But smallmouth buffalo, they're, I think, a little more skittish. Alright, we're getting a decent bite here. Come on. You know you want it. There we go. We got a red air sunfish. That's cool. Is that the first one we've caught? Might be. Yeah, they're in that hole pretty big. I think Trophy is the biggest. Let me check here, make sure about that. Yeah, because one of the things I want to do is I want to make sure I catch all the species. I think I've already caught one before, but we have trophy ones here. So the only thing we have left to get is a trophy red-eared sunfish and a smallmouth buffalo, and then we will have caught all the species here at Lone Star. And if you do that, you get some kind of special award, a bait coin, maybe a few bait coins, I'm not sure. So it's kind of a good thing to try. Now, if I'm going for the red ear, which I'm not at this point, I'd go back and get some pet food, because they like pet food. And our odds of getting them would greatly amplify. Alright. Looks like a decent bite. Another red ear. Okay. Yep, he's got it. Ah, green sunfish. I think those are pretty little fish. I really do. I actually had one as a pet back in my college days. Just so you know, green sunfish and rock bass make pretty darn good pets. Bluegill do not. I don't know why. At least that it was my experience. But well, is he going to do it or not? Yeah, I could tell by the way he was biting. These blacktails like to bob it up and down. If I could go a little bit bigger on the hook size, we might increase our odds of getting them. I'm surprised that these little shiners are going after that big of a hook. Actually, let me try to see if I can purchase them now. Since I leveled up, I might be able to get a bigger hook, honestly. Let's see. What we got in shop for terminal tackle? We've got we do. Number 1 hooks. We are going to switch that out. See if that doesn't decrease our odds of getting those other darn fish. Maybe. Alright, let's go ahead and grab that. What do we got here? Trophy white crappie. I'm getting a lot of those. They're actually fairly easy to get. Trophy gainer 1. We got another challenge completed. Not bad. I'm going to put this a little bit further this way this time. Oh, wait a minute. No, I wanted to upsize the hook. I forgot. Put a number 1 on that too. Oh, wow. I was not paying attention, and I have a really big bite here. If this isn't a smallmouth buff or spotted bass, this might be what we're after here, guys. Nope, trophy right crappie. And we leveled up yet again. Featherlight 6 foot by 3 inches now available. A bigger bottom rod is now available. Heavier line. And we've got nano spinners available. They're probably gold. And narrow spoons. Alright. We're just chugging along here.